Okay. Okay, so today I have decided to commit an app because today is an unfortunate day, okay? Because the Russian missile, it hit Poland, killed 2 people, okay? 2 civilians. Yeah, maybe we are. So in order to kind of compensate for that, I am going to commit my own act of mercy by extending the deadline of homework 5, okay, for an unspecified number of minutes. Okay. Homework 6 has already been posted. We're gonna go through it later. Today we have a guest speaker, John Wu. All right, he's from IOSG. He's perhaps the only Solidity smart contract developer who's better than I am. Okay. So he's gonna talk to you guys about tokenomics and games, and I actually don't know what he has to talk about, but it's something really smart. Okay. And while he talks about things, I will eat because I haven't had anything yet. But after I finish my feast and he finishes dropping knowledge, I'll spend a few minutes to work out the homework 5 issues because some people are running into issues. Okay, and just to begin with, okay, if you have issues verifying if it crashes or gives you an error, show me the error. There's one type of error that I have no idea how to fix. If you run into one of those, basically what I'll ask you to do is include a screenshot in your feedback pull request and I'll give you the points. Okay. I have no idea why it's happening because some people, it works for some people, but it doesn't work for others. Like Daniel, he just tried it in class like 10 minutes ago and it worked. Other people it hasn't worked for them for like 2 days, so I have no idea why. Okay. But without further ado, let's actually, you know what? With further ado, because I want to do this properly. Okay? Because we need a podium. And I'll push this one away. Okay, like a proper lecture. Something we haven't done in a long time. All right, folks, let's welcome John. Woo-hoo. Yes. Let's do it. Yes. Or I send to you. Yeah, you can use my or I'll send you a link to the room you can join Zoom, and then I'll let you present. How about that? I have it. I sent it to you a Telegram. Yeah.
I don't think it's not the split because
It's something else.
It's the dot at.
But I don't know why.
It's the dot at.
It's just trying to resolve a host name, but it's not working.
No, like the string is there, the string is there, just the dot at that's working it out.
Oh, update required.
Skip. If you're on the latest version of macOS, it's going to fail. You have to reopen up Zoom.
Join from no screen. Join from
So like this is my internal on Piazza, and then this is what I'm saying. It's like just
Yeah, but I think I sent it to you later, right? No, but I sent another one to you on Zoom. Yeah, I don't know. I think they filtered the attachments or something. It's like I think it's a security policy.
Yeah, we're at the same restaurant at the same time.
It's the web version. I'm not sure if it works.
You can't use the Zoom app.
But it asked me to update my
I think you can.
only cancel or update.
It needs to fix itself.
Or I may just send the.
Or do you want to use my computer to do it?
Okay.
Can you screen share?
Let me try.
Okay, I have to let you in.
Let me try.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, hello everyone, and thank you, Jack, for the brilliant introduction. Yeah. Maybe Jack is the brilliant Solidity guy, and I think. You will know why, because talking about my background. So today we have some refreshments because I heard this is about mainly about Solidity, about programming, and fortunately I was and am still not bad Solidity speaker or programmer. That means I won't feel very afraid standing here. Actually, okay, so first, today talking about games. So anyone who doesn't play games, please raise your hand.
Don't play
Okay.
games.
Doesn't. Okay, not that bad. And this is generally the I think it's generally this percentage because I recently heard also several guys who just play two very super casual game I've never heard of. So it's possible, but yeah, this is a big topic. And I'm John from IOSG. I'm not a tokenomic expert, and again, I'm the advisor there. But you need to be cautious. Please do your own research, and this is not financial advice, and the views on contents are just my own and not of our fund.
But he's actually a doctor, so he's smarter than I.
Okay. I will later talk about myself. But this is already outdated because this speech was supposed to be last Thursday, and that was the time. But yeah, I think many of you know this. But actually, when Sam got dragged or in trouble, he played games to just get relaxed. Of course, this is a Photoshop, I think. But I think today or yesterday, New York Times just said he played a game quite often. Actually, this is their portfolio. That's why he played it. But still these days, he is under great pressure. He's still playing it. But what I mean is just like these great guys or infamous guy also play a lot. And just briefly introduce the content of today. Like first, okay, I think this is a bit outdated, but anyway. The first is about myself, and then I will talk about 4 types of Web3 games. Actually, the third one is just a GameFi, because you can see the pump and down is about GameFi. The fourth one, 3 and 4 are all both included in the section 2, and the final one I will show about our fund as a good tradition. First, I've done PhD from University of Tokyo, but I don't know about your background, like computer science or anything else. But I am from geophysics. That means I did a lot of simulations, like for the tsunami, for the earthquakes, in the time domain and also in the frequency domain. Just a lot of partial differential equation. And I have 4 years blockchain tech lead experience. for projects, that's why I'm not bad at Solidity, Truffle, a lot of these things, stuffs, which I understand like everyone is getting stuck in say an npm install. Every day it happens, especially back to the time I was in China, the Great Wall, and you have to even change your mirror. Like if you're here, you're lucky, you just hit one button and see if the magic works or not. Occasionally it fails, but in China, mostly it feels like if you go to the, say, just the very beginning of some tutorials that you will finish this tutorial in just 1 hour, but generally I will even not finish it in 1 day because fighting with the mirror. That's same, for NPM is the issue, but also later actually I work on Rust. It's the same issue, but worse. But anyway, also 1 year project manager experience. Currently I'm tokenomics expert and game advisor at LSG, and I am both Web2 and Web3 gamer. I'm not sure if you are familiar with these titles. This is back to the left one is Game Boy, right one is family computer. I started playing game at that age. That means I'm quite older than you guys. Of course, I have a PhD. Then Command and Conquer, the very first one. Counter-Strike, StarCraft, also the first one. Of course, then we have, after that we have, say, Warcraft, even like 3C. That's the thing before Dota, then Dota 2, then League of Legends, and it's very old stories. And also for the PlayStation 2 time, Monster Hunters. I was a very hardcore Monster Hunter player in high school and spent, I think, at least 300 hours just for one account, and that got accidentally deleted, and then another 300 hours. In China, it's very difficult to play this game because we are very, very poor at that time, and that UMD, I think the name of this is quite expensive, and we have some kind of, I'm not sure it's genuine or not, but anyway, a lot of problems with that. And then that means, of course, we don't have official warrants from these sellers. And I'm also a great fan of Gundam. I'm not sure if you know this, but actually I'm a fan of the early Gundam. This is just a Gundam of my high school time, and also this kind of archive, Drum Master. I play this a lot, and I attend competitions in Shanghai. By the way, I'm from Shanghai and was locked down for a long time, 2 months. But I play a lot, and actually get some prizes for this. But there's, if I want to continue, the story can be really, really, really long, because that game, we just stopped maybe at the game maybe 10 years ago, around that. Then just skip these things, maybe even this that you're familiar with. And then Web3 comes. But, so what's new? A lot of new things. Like where is the yield? Maybe for you, some of you guys, this is so too sudden that I just talk about yield, but you will soon know what I mean. But actually, just means I am the IQ 100 guy who unfortunately played a lot and lost a lot because I am the yield. I spent more than 500 US dollar in Stepan. I think it's quite famous. The run to move to an or healthy style application. And this is Arena, a mobile game. And also I spent around 100 US dollar, and actually there are dozens more. And talking about Stepan, just recently there's a news like they spent, actually this is the founder's wife, and spent 15 million US dollar purchase a house in, I think it's Australia. I think that part is my 500 US dollar contribution. And a lot of my friends' contribution. Yeah. And congratulations to them, and at least I have gained a healthy life. Not bad. But that was some sad story, or not, maybe not that sad if I'm healthy. Actually, my favorite Web3 game is called Dark Forest. Maybe this is the only game I even gain some money. But actually, this is not kind of GameFi and did not say play to earn. And I will talk about it later. This one is me and my Twitter handle. And I got the first prize, and this is one round I got. I think that's one. First, I got around more than 1,000 US dollar for this leaderboard. And also, if you can see it clear, this planet is called IOSG. Where is IOSG? Wait. I cannot find the name. Oh, it's here, IOSG Venture. This planet is sponsored by IOSG, and I captured it. Yeah, I get another 500 US dollars. So, and actually, I got several other planets. So maybe I won. I forgot it, but 2,000 or 3,000 US dollars. By the way, the gas fee I paid 200 US dollars, but that was just a tiny amount of money compared to what I can. I will talk about it later, but just to inform you that this is the best Web3 game, and I am strong. Yeah. But again, I would like to say these kind of things are really new, a bit different from this game you usually play. Then I will talk about like 4 types of Web3 games, and actually the classification is based on Defi Digital's research or article, The Future of Crypto Gaming. The first one is GameFi, that I just talked, Stephen Axie, this kind of thing. And second one, platform focus on UGC, user-generated content. And third one, they in their article, it was PlayFi. That means games that are fun and also have fun and also monetize around these meta games. So this means you can have like streams, these kind of things, like monetization around the game, not just inside the game. But here I just talking about these fun games, and the fourth is on-chain games, like represented by say Forest. So first, I just briefly talk about GameFi. Actually, GameFi just means gamification. I mean, for me, it's kind of gamification, DeFi or gamificated DeFi. Anyway, but so you know DeFi? Yeah, I think if you are doing Solidity, you should know it.
Lots of DJs in this room.
Okay, everyone is degen, so that's good. I don't need to expand it. Then you know, if everyone is degen, then everyone know how Yale works. and you just there's some pool, and you are the first comer. You just move some money inside, and then a lot of news KOL come, and then everyone knows that there's a yield. Everyone comes, and they become your exit liquidity, and you exit, and you share on the Twitter. Say I get 10x, 100x, something like that. So for GameFi, it just means, I mean, the benefit or why there's GameFi compared to DeFi, the benefit, I mean, from the project side, the benefit is that first it takes longer for the retail, for the user to extract the yield, and longer time, and both time consuming, and also they need to product some kind of activity or proof of work, like clicking or at least do something there. And also the second thing, like for DeFi, you just deposit, say, 1 million, like Alameda Research, you deposit 1 million, and then next day everyone comes, you just exit, you made maybe 30% yield. But for GameFi, you can't do that. You need to organize, say, guild or yield farming studios to organize, say, I just come here and say, let's make some money, and you play Axie, you also play Axie, everyone just have their Axie, and well, I should put the figure here, but you know, that's a lot of maybe mobile phones, or a lot of virtual machines that everyone, one people control like 10 or 50 of them, and just click. Then in that case, they can make very high returns. But actually, people think GameFi equals to Ponzinomics, and because your exit liquidity is from the newcomers. Like if you search like Axie Infinity, maybe I should put a figure about Axie. But anyway, this is another typical or the beginning of GameFi. Just from the figure, like it's the token price 200 times, and then the crash to just crash 99.2%. Yeah, if you want to know the details, I can tell you later or personally, but generally the idea is similar as DeFi, just because people like come very early, and then they pump, and then people exit, and then the later guys just buy or pay. And the problem is, of course, it's not sustainable, and it's Ponzinomics, and I think generally everyone knows that, but it's really makes money. That's why you just saw the house in somewhere, I think Sydney, the 7th house. Just in one quarter, they generated 122.5 million in profit. That's quite huge, right? If you even open a startup and do the fundraising, this is still a big round. Then we have UGC platforms. I just briefly go through it because I'm not very familiar with this type. We have Minecraft, or say Roblox, is kind of as Web2 platform, and then for Web3 we have this Sandbox. Also we have Decentraland, kind of stuff, and It's just, I mean, this kind of UGC platform just means ideally like for sandbox, each resource plot or land is bought by some user and they create some content. Or ideally, it should be a funny game for someone else to play. So this is a platform of games, and also like this is another one from my friend. Like they also UGC game platform that they provide editors and ask you to empower this game developer or less maybe experienced game developer to do some games on their platform. But the next, I think I will mainly talk about the next two types to give you a sense about what's happening in this industry. This one is a very brief case study of Mirror 4. It's a MMORPG, and if you don't know MMORPG, just think of, say, World of Warcraft, but it's just in a map, open map. There's a lot of players, including you, and just have some magic, some gears, weapons. You just fight with some other human beings or some monsters in the game. So first, from this screenshot, you will understand that the graphic is not bad. It's at least of the Web2 standard, because this is a Web2 studio. Actually, if you don't know Mirror 4, there was a Mirror 2. It was really money-making machine. I think in China, I'm not sure if here. But by the way, this is a Korean company called WeMade. And so what I mean here is, let's just say their financial report, they launched the game, their first crypto incorporated game just at the end of Q3. Then you will see that a lot of newcomers, both for their wallet, for the DAX, and a lot of transactions, just crazy numbers increasing. Also, the active user unit is thousands, so not just 6,000 people. It's around 6 million, just pumped from 1 million to 6 million. It's quite a lot of people playing this, or at least playing this. And for big concurrent users, that means the users are online at the same time. It's also a greatly increase. And this is more important, is that after their game launch, you can see that their income also increased, at least doubled per quarter. Actually, the unit is 100 million Korea won, but for 1,000, that unit, it's around 74 million US dollar at the current rate. But from here, we may think, okay, the blockchain game or Web3 game cooperated or crypto cooperated with traditional game. It's cool, like double the revenue, everything good. But if you see the next page, where does the revenue come from? It's mostly from the token liquidation, and it's around almost more than the revenue of the game revenue, half year's game revenue. Actually, if you see their financial results, they said like 2001, their income is 4 times compared with 2020, 21 compared to 2020. But now you know why, because of this liquidation. So, but I just talked a bit about like GameFi. I said like the token pumped and the price pumped and dumped. But actually for this game, it's rather Web2. So the game economy itself is rather stable. If you see from here, like this is their own token. And left side, the first one, the dark steel, it's just you can think it's a kind of steel inside the game, and the daily user need to use that. And it can be turned into a cryptocurrency called Draco. And this is the only interface that the inner material can turn into a currency. And the thing of the there's another very long chain here, but we can just ignore it right now, but just think this as a method to make this chain further longer. That means people are more difficult to sell this token, but if you see this, that will tell you why this part, this part is very stable because first they have something called DFI. That means a conversion exchange rate between the dark steel and the Draco. It's based on the total supply. Actually, it's a total based on the daily newly generated number. Actually, I think it's 7 days average newly generated number of dark steel and Draco. They have this kind of number. But if you want to convert from dark steel to Draco, they tax you. This is a number after tax. That means from the dark steel to Draco, you pay this exchange rate. Oh no, you pay this exchange rate. But for the vice versa, you pay that. Reverse one, you pay that. That means actually they tax almost 5 times as the they tax around 80% of your yield. This is a really heavy tax, and this never happened in a real world. But so now I think you have an overall idea why this is stable, because this is controlled, and this can be bought in the free market. You can exchange from dark Draco to dark steel, but for this way it's heavily taxed. And also every day's release of this is also controlled. So that means the supply is very limited, and also they have these kind of methods like the government to tax a lot to reduce the supply. So just the first interface makes very stable these two parts, and then they make another several components to make it further stable. So that means this game is you may think of it as a game, Web2 game that plus token, but the token is this token their let's say platform token very weakly coupled with the in-game economy, which is opposite from say GameFi. The token is all strongly coupled within the game economy. So what I want to say is that why these traditional game studios are coming to Web3, even just with some minor modification of their game. I mean, say they just add one token and almost do not change the whole game. Because first, it's a better way of financing. From the report, you see it, already see it. And second one, actually, traditionally you need to pay these, say, advertisements or some channels to acquire some users. But here, their way is to print this kind of dark steel or the charcoal from without, and then give it to these users so that the user will come. So it's kind of free and very effective user acquisition. But the free isn't totally free because they need to pay some market making expenses, and also these players attracted to this game is real gamers or speculators. It's no one has ideas. So but at least at a high level, this is true. They attract a lot of users. They increase their MAU or DAU significantly without spending any fiat money. And this one too is what we saw. In year 4, and the third one, like they just hope, like say, ownership, the NFTs just makes that means who spend a lot of in the game, willing to pay more. That means higher average revenue per user. Theoretically, this is true, but I'm not sure in this game because in the financial report it's not there, so I cannot say it's true or not. But generally, at least in GameFi, it's true.
We have a question in the chat.
Yeah.
Funny is asking, how is Web3 a better way of financing? Is it because of the stable game economy?
I mean, this one, like they sell the token because they sell the token. I mean, this is just this specific case that they sell the token. But still, like these days, say for venture funds, Web2 game fundraising is not that easy, and because a lot of big names and it's a bit hard, and but these days, if you are approaching Web3 fund, it's more likely that you get funded, but you need to have at least some Web3 components. The better financing is at the sense of these two, or actually you can sell NFTs. I think one sale of NFT can make, depends, but it's possible to make $10 million per sale. So yeah, you can sell token, you can sell NFT, you can approach Web3 funds. So that makes the financing situation better for this. And now, after Web2, these games incorporated with, some crypto tokens, I would like just to briefly also introduce this on-chain game. This is Dark Forest, and the way to play it is very simple. That you have a lot of planets, and at the beginning of the game you own one planet, and then it has a certain energy level and it's recharged over time. Then after you have enough energy, you just send the energy out, say to another neighbor planet, and then if the attack is attack point is larger than the defense point, then you capture that planet, and then the story goes again. And but there is also why this is called Dark Forest is because it's inspired by the famous three-body novel. And actually, they have a kind of ZK frog in this game. That means there's a lot of how can I say, there's frog inside traditional, say, Warcraft, this kind of game, or Starcraft, this kind of game. But here they have this kind of frog, and you need to have GPU to do something like mining. Same as Bitcoin, actually. Bitcoin miner just start a lot of mining machines to mine Bitcoin. But here, in order to see what's like, say, at first it's you can see nothing else. But in order to see what's surrounding, you need to have some GPUs. Of course, off your laptop, it's okay. But when we are at the competition, we just run, say, 10 GPU instance and open the map, like explore the map. But that was actually quite innovating because that enables this kind of frog in a blockchain environment. That means the frog is on chain. It utilizes a game or asymmetric mechanism so that there is some information can be hidden on blockchain. But today we just talk about the game itself. What is crypto native game? Actually, according to GovSheep.is, who is the maker of Dark Forest, he thinks that the source of truth for game data is the blockchain, the game logic, and rules are implemented via smart contract. So actually, the first and the second one means it's an on-chain game, and that's why I think that this one is strongly related to you guys and about this course because you write smart contract, everything on-chain. Basically, you just it's just not DeFi but just a game, and also the game itself is open. Kind of open source and client and agnostic just means if I as a developer just decide not to continue the development, anyone else can just continue to build or have their fork of the game client. And also the fifth one is just means they utilize cryptocurrencies for digital assets. So what's the feature? Like first, it has full transparency and no middleman. It's the same as say DeFi of the merit of blockchain, because every action is on chain, and the game logic is on chain. Everything is on chain. So unlike the traditional game, like everything is hidden like a black box. Like the game studio or the server or like your assets may just a gun, and a lot of strange things may happen. But here everything is transparent, and you can write your own, let's say, client. By the way, when we were in the tournament, the strongest team. That's why I won as an individual, but actually there was always a stronger Ukraine guild. They wrote the whole clients themselves. They kind of incorporate MEV. I'm not sure if you know with that, but it's kind of they run a node and they can just have their transaction confirmed at first. A lot of stuff, but that's only possible with this on-chain game, and also it's interoperable. That means it's both for developer and projects. So like for developers or gamers, we write a lot of plugins. Because it's just like for DeFi, you have say arbitrage pods that running autonomously to do something on chain. Here we have plugins. For example, one of the most useful plugin is that you just say repeat attack. That means you just send energy. When you have energy, you just send it to attack a neighbor planet until you capture it. And also there is some kind of crueler plugin. That means you select a starting point. That means your base, and then that starting point will send energy around it, so that eventually all the planet will be captured around that planet. Because this game runs 24 hours, 7 days. So that means if you play it purely using your hands or by yourself, it will be really difficult. And more or less, people write or utilize these plugins. And also, like it's for projects. This is another project of my friend called Carve. Actually, you may think of it as open Steam achievement. That means in Steam you have game achievement. Like you say you played 10 hours, they give you a badge. You kill a boss in 1 minute, they give another achievement. But because the game, if a lot of data is on chain, then before, like if in order to become Steam, you need to have an API of the game, and then they provide you data. But now, if there's on-chain game, that means all the achievement is purely on-chain. That means if I want to say how many planets have I captured during this round of game, I don't need to have any permission from Dark Forest. I just build my own project and then get all the data from a chain. And for Carve, it has similar similar situations. Of course, they are not just doing that, but you may think that one of their important components as the open Steam achievement, and that's because of the Web3. The game is on chain. A lot of game data is on chain, so it's possible to do that. But the problem of on-chain game is that the UI UX really sucks. This is a UI. Like it's like if you just remember Dark Forest, it's really not that good UI. And actually, only developer or some, I think some guy from the VC love it, and. So first, in order to adopt it by mainstream, I think the mainstream player like the left one, and they hate like the right one is left. And also the UX is, I mean, for UI, it's still not that bad because if we have a lot of engineers, we can improve that. I mean design this kind of. It's purely a problem of enough funding, but for the UX, that's another issue. Like imagine like every time you attack someone, you just sign a transaction, submit to the blockchain, and wait for say three seconds longer. Even now, there's some roll up. Still, you need to wait, say for 1 second first, in order to make a game. Like there are a lot of reactions, is sub-minute reactions of the game or sub-milli-minute of the game of a game. That means for this on-chain game, you cannot do that, or it's very hard to do that. That means when you beat your opponent after only after 1 second or 3 seconds, you see the reaction of that guy, and for most of players, it's incredible and it's boring, or at least it's strange and not fun. And that's about the blockchain issues. And so that means this is far from being adopted by the mainstream. But still, if you are interested, I will just introduce you like two on-chain. Actually, these are two projects or companies that involve on-chain games and game engines. Like the first one is Curio. Actually, left side, right side is their game engine. This is quite standard, actually close to say DeFi architecture. Like say you have Hardhat, like Truffle. You have a lot of smart contracts. You need to do index service. Then you have game clients. Quite similar to architectural DeFi. This is their game engine. They are making a game engine, and based on their game engine, they are building their game. I think this one is called Treaty. It's they call it some Age of Empire like game, and it's fun. So far from on the mainstream. And also this, I'm not sure if you know DevCon Bogota. It is just last month, I think. There's another one just reviewed there. It's called mod.dev. It's also a game engine. And it's built on Optimism stack. And this is what they use this engine to have accomplished. It's a game that is similar to maybe Minecraft, and you can have like everything is on chain. Like first you may be interested to play like say these two games, and there are furthermore. Also, you may be interested to use their game engine to build your own game. So last points, I just want to say that you see the number of active video gamers in the world is still climbing. It's quite significant because next year it will reach say 3 billion quite a large number. And for Web3, everyone says DeFi just have 1,000 user, DAU very low. But for these games, I mean, both from my personal perspective, or also from the let's say funds, venture funds narrative perspective, we hope these games, either fun games or Ponzi-nomic games or maybe on-chain games, can bring more users to the Web3 space. Actually, just add one point, like Axie or this kind of GameFi project is really useful in the sense of bringing Web2 user to Web3 because of the yield. Yeah, if I offer you not $100 but 10,000 or maybe $10,000, just ask you to install a MetaMask or even learn a whole set of Solidity cores. I think most of the people will do, right? That's the case. Okay, so after that, I just have a brief show to our fund, IOSG. IOSG Venture is a community-friendly and research-driven early-stage venture fund, and it is considered the most influential crypto venture fund in China, far-leading, and it has a lot of portfolios across the whole world. I think some of this you should be quite familiar with. Maybe the next one, I'm not sure if you are familiar with near Polkadot, but at least say 1 inch. I mean, if you are DJs like 1 inch MakerDAO, it's kind of Arbitron. Be familiar with it. Also, we also have some good investment in game Illuvian or Big Time. I think it's around 1,000 times. Around that. But obviously, they have longer way to go because as I talked to you, maybe they were kind of GameFi, but it won't sustainable. They are pivoting, or they are trying to find their own ways. But anyway, just to say also some yield, this is a game yield. Just to say this is a good fund, and at least the best in Asia. And so if you're interested, we are also looking for associate intern and IR intern. IR just means investment relationship. Like that means generally it means after investment, you organize some meetups or just catch up with the project portfolio. And if anyone interested, just you may reach out to me or directly. Okay, that's all on my side. And if anyone has any questions, or if anyone have just decided to commit yourself into game industry, either GameFi or on-chain games. Yeah, but definitely I think you can try some, or you can try, if not build, but just try some or play some on-chain games because you learned this course, and maybe you will find that after you finish this course, your programming ability is not worse than say me or my friends, and you maybe you are the next. You will build the next Supercell, Brazil, you name it. Yeah. But for me, it's really exciting to see these things, like both from Web2 side and Web3 side. So that's why I'm here and share this piece of state-of-art information with you. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Thank you, John, for the insights. I actually haven't really played any Web3 games. I'm actually gonna. So I probably have to start playing. Well, the rest of this class, let's first go over. I'm just gonna use this. Let's first go over homework 6 together, and then it's mercy time. Okay. As I said earlier. I can answer any homework 5 questions, and I've extended the deadline to be at 6 o'clock. Okay. Okay, so everyone open up your Notion, go to homework 6. It's in the course catalog, okay? It shouldn't be a problem for you guys. Piece of cake, okay? All right. So we're all here. Let's talk about it, okay? I call it half-stack solidity because what you'll be doing, so in programming, okay, so who here, Matt, what does full stack development mean? Oh, I'm sorry. Anyway, but you're correct, yeah.
Yeah.
So front end and back end, right? So far, okay, in this class, we've learned how to write Solidity code. We've learned how to write TypeScript test cases. Okay, so that's basically the back end of your decentralized application to run. Okay, because it's in a true decentralized application, there's no server. Okay, so the whole back end is basically just a smart contract that lives on the blockchain. And your front end, you use your front end to talk to the blockchain to basically kind of to candy wrap your backend so that normal users can use it. Okay. And the reason why I call this homework assignment half stack is because you won't be doing all that. Okay. Mine is like the front end web parts that I'm not going to teach. Okay. So what we're going to do today, or not today, but in the next couple of weeks, I'm giving everyone 2 weeks to do this. Okay. You will write something called dbay. Okay. It's like eBay but decentralized. Right. Very funny name. So it's not any more difficult than what you've written in. Actually, you know what? It's the solidity part is about as difficult as homework 5. But homework 5, you were given solidity source code. Right now, I'm asking you to write it from scratch. Okay. Well, not from complete scratch. I'm giving you interfaces and like a brief skeleton. Okay. And the second part is to write some. You have to write some TypeScript test cases. Okay. In homework 5, I asked everyone to write unit tests and functional tests. Here, just 2 functional tests. Okay. So basically, in this homework assignment, you're going to write an entire smart contract. 90% of it, minus the template that I gave you. Okay. So that's why I call it half stack, because basically writing the whole back end here. All right. Now this looks kind of similar to homework 5, right? It's an auction platform. Homework 5 is a campaign donation platform, right? You can create a new auction. You can create a new campaign, Homework 5, right? Anyone can bid, just like how anyone can donate in Homework 5. But right here, if you're not the winner, then your funds should be able to you should give the losers their money back. Okay. So that's about it. It's not insanely complicated. Okay. And again, 2 weeks should be plenty of time. All right. So that's homework 6. If you have any questions so far regarding anything, and by the way, if you don't see your extra credits, it's because they will be counted towards the end of the semester separately in a different category. Okay. That's the way that Jordan's doing the grades. But aside from that, the GitHub Classroom has been updated. Due dates over here. So
How many books do you have left?
after this one, there's another one. But I know we don't have too much time left. But the last one is a very good review for final exam. Yeah. Okay, think of it as like a practice test. Only that you're graded. But then I think I'll actually give you the grading script. Yeah. Okay. So that's about it for me right now. And for the rest of the class, we have, what, 35 minutes left? Yeah, we can work on homework 5 if you haven't finished it. Yeah, that's about it. Let me move this podium out of the way. I don't know. Here. Yeah, sorry, let me move this. Yes.
Yes, too. So like I'm trying to run it.
I thought I messaged them to it was during.
Wait, okay, so I'm using compile TypeScript, but it's not a TypeScript.
No, but then I sent you the actual.
No, it says Solidity. It says I'm using compile TypeScript.
You didn't check chat? Okay.
Quick, if any of you guys have code issues or like failing in the grants, try to do that, if it's like deployment, really weird, errors,
Close yes.
guys are failing testing enough for that.
Is it saved?
Wait, where is it? Wait.
If you're failing any of your unit tests or functional tests, and some problems with your actual code, I can look at it.
Oh,
But it's
so
like,
deployment.
it's like system errors.
It's not committed.
Did
It's not committed
you-
again.
It says compile TypeScript, but it's not.
Is that a push?
Yeah, you need a message.
Did you do, you are first left, oh, yeah.
I'm like, so,
You did that.
Is it working?
I just want to check the grade script again, make sure all the changes.
Sure. Right.
okay. So, this is probably registered as
So this is,
Include screenshots. How did you just find me on Reddit?
this should be,
That's a good question.
is you're like basically asking, hey, import and now you can run through the should.
I don't know.
It might just throw other errors.
The other question,
Okay, so that is for Web3.js, not Ethers.js. That's the problem. Right. So the way to do it is the way to do it is let me actually try to find a browser. Can I?
yeah,
There's nothing I can't see.
definitely.
Just
So I just added.
Oh yeah, something happened with my GitHub too, so I had two.
something happened to your GitHub.
Well, I have two. I think so I think I moved my files around, so it's probably messed up with the location, but I don't know how to like fix that.
This entire post is you can read through it.
Okay, awesome, thank you.
So I was wondering if you can help me with that, when I try to. Where are the artifacts? So like you can always.
Yeah, so this code is just like the data images together.
Yeah.
And I would have like 3 classes tests, and I would have like 1 test.
I know that my code is.
Was it like still strong?
Supposed to output like 7 tests, and then again, next to each test, it should like, so what it's outputting is it's outputting this. So it should, so it's like, it's outputting this, and then a tab, and then it'll output this, and then this, and then it'll have to.
So what did you do?
Passes, and then it'll say like 7 passing, 1 failing.
So you did something and you broke it.
Oh.
So my files are now one.
Just go create a file, you have to create a file, but it's just, you only need to do it for this, and also for the reason. You just gotta go into GitHub, create a file, like under test or not,
So line 83.
and then just copy paste it in, and then GitHub.
S0 is defined.
You can try to do that, so you gotta ask not to go to GitHub.
Yeah. Or it's like,
You know, like if it's,
or campaign.
Oh,
and this step's
see the problem here? Wait,
that's not good.
I explained like first year.
no, wait. Let me fix your sheet.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not too
Let me fix your formatting. Oh, you have, why is it not?
Is it like should
We
we?
can find out that. Why just, which of your problems your course is by
Like what are they writing?
And then that's
What
Yeah.
and you're also missing something on yes. That would actually give you, it'll underline the things that is incorrect. Now titles are already declared. Where's the declared?
Yeah, I mean, it's exact, it's.
Line 16, column 9. Yeah, this is the, you have a bunch of incorrect imports.
So that's what.
No, these are not the previous ones.
Oh.
Or at least not these. These are probably when you're typing it only suggested something. Try to do the thing where you're, but it's typing something that's completely unrelevant.
So that's not from the
Test dash.
No, it's when you're typing.
Name of your testing contract, there's just I'm fucking done. Test yes. You're on the copy exactly, and then copy and paste the content.
Mine's TypeScript
Oh,
dot
I'm
test
not.
dot yes.
You're gonna wanna name
Yeah.
find out one, so what you're gonna do is.
Can I just try committed like usual? Or?
No, actually, you should be fine.
Yeah, this is run.
Yeah, but you should, you know, what, just keep going with this. It doesn't matter really, honestly. But I would name it TypeScript sets.cs, and then copy and paste this in.
Yeah, hopefully I get something from the practice. I didn't change the copy. And like I had like a couple of passive tests.
And then copy and paste all of this.
Can I show you like what I could put?
Yeah.
We gotta change.
Things don't move on.
So you got.
I mean, I probably like did change it.
But so it didn't, but it's, so the reason why it's, saw this is because it only had the framework, it didn't have a test file. Unless
That word means. What is the file?
you need README, but everything.
It's like that screenshot I was saying earlier.
Can you just show me like what you mean by
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure the
finder?
but I noticed that I was still trying to it again.
Yeah.
And I noticed that We're going to check.
Yeah.
I mean, yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask him.
One problem I can see is that VS Code is not supposed to be here. That's just the macOS thing, but it's not supposed to be there. Applications. They're supposed to drag it into applications. Oh. It does make a difference. This has caused weird issues with other people. I'm so used to like my.
Oh, no, you gotta create.
Instead of shooting out why no one else is doing it.
Yeah.
No, I've done it before like that.
Something.
Oh.
What?
Yeah, that's because I think you have those other ones.
But you have, I need the other. To check it.
And then anything else, you did a bunch of stuff, secret.
I need this one. Here's what we can.
Just for grading.
This is where it's supposed to be. Okay. May not make a difference, but this is. Yeah.
As long as you test.
Whoever.
Okay. Who's saying to you? Oh. This terminal looks kind of weird now. Oh, yes. Yeah, I don't know why this stripe is running first. And this before isn't running.
And then you just start. I think like you can yeah, it is. Always.
Look it up. I've never seen this.
Also.
Oh.
Oh, sorry.
I'm almost. Are you able to push it to GitHub?
That's the thing, it's also doing
Do you want to start over?
That's why you
Yeah,
want
it
to
takes 10 minutes.
This one you kind of like to take out each
Just pull into a new place and then go to the function running.
Yeah, 4 months. What you should really do is go through like how it's like start, donate, and check it out. Here you have 4 different ones. Yeah, I understand, but it is kind of that because it's like
Sure.
making it a big test. So then if like if you have like some
and then somehow I changed the start to work together.
I would take out every.
So I went to office hours.
I like
You're just not gonna, you wouldn't get created a file functional test just has to detect.
I was
I don't even know if they work.
So yeah, I
So the one you have right now is the latest one, local.
Yeah.
But I.
So I'll show you one.
Yeah, but it shows there new and remote branch. Force push. So it's a bad thing to do, but
So if I
Yeah, there's really only like 3 or 4
and then this I should have been because if I added like
you made the commit 4 hours ago. It doesn't show the push time.
okay. So, but I also like manually added a content because I
What do you mean by manually added the content?
so I did add file and then created the test check file. Like you I mean you probably already have that logic, you're just combining it. Yeah. Because it says just list
You made the commit 4 hours ago. A minute ago I was fixing your stuff.
Okay.
It's not the push time that matters. It's the commit time.
Yeah.
Well, just check the contents to see if it's right.
Yeah, well, I haven't changed the actual code, so it should be.
Yeah.
Alright. And then I also had the same like the same issue with the
Well, we all know, like,
so I was just put a screen
Run through that, show me.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Not this like you're on YouTube. It's just great. It's pretty fun. Alright, you got it. So much good merch.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, just, let's put that in.
you want to use the chair?
That's funny, just really funny.
I thought we were working different.
Because you haven't written well code.
I wish I knew that.
Yeah, like this was like.
There's still errors,
It's
but
basically just like
that's a good start.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Thanks. Thank you. Like.
Oh, alright, that was me misspelling you on Seattle. Yeah, and I'm sorry about that.
I like this.
I've been trying to. I can't figure out how to apply it.
Okay. So
So
what have you done?
So
Slash.
Yeah, like these two are just like outside.
Which is migrate to the board.
But then like.
so I did this.
This was like a
Yeah.
Contents of your scripts into the.
This.
Something's wrong in that file. Your big is wrong.
That's usually
Copy paste all that into here.
Yeah, what's
What?
that?
It took like about 100 hours.
I want to say that's not
What if that's it?
Yeah, I just like 4 pieces of paper, like
Test itself.
tape them
Oh,
all
it says
together.
network update, meaning you've already
And like
deployed.
each like layer.
Okay,
like,
so I think I
it's, like,
deployed in our
so
first class, but I
long.
didn't get the address.
And that one's up
You can
like.
still get it. Well, you don't need the address to verify.
Okay, so just
On stuff, and it's
go
like.
to each
and
Just
I-
run verify.
You do this all outside of school.
Yeah, this was all like, this is literally, I know, so I wanted to find it.
4 times.
Yeah, that's really curious, like you might just take
It's a run command. It's npx truffle run verify. And your very first command you put in LPS, you switched run and verify, or you switched run and truffle.
Yeah, it was like.
That was it.
like.
Watch it work.
No, but there's a dude in my IMAX class yesterday, even though the original IMAX ran like 40 years, and so he can remaster it. So we can watch it, go back to the watch this, and I'll run the test on their actions. What is that? IMAX. I'm saying like
Yeah, it's kind of tricky once.
But like, what? Say that. You absolutely guys.
No, that CNC machine is like also really like, yeah.
Sure it isn't because I just fucking deleted it.
Yeah, but it's a late class. I don't know.
So if your test pass, your test makes sense, then.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really programming, it's more like they have software that's important, just like you upload like vector files and then you like choose which
Hey, that
like
could be a good
line
thing.
Oh, yeah, so it's
files.
CS major vibes are
What are
never.
usually any previous agreement?
And,
Neither is
like,
CS major though.
It's like abstracted pretty
Copy that.
well. Dude, there's so many other files already existing, but like, even like really intense like plugins, like, I'll show you.
Copy the client.
Like, look, so I made, this is just like a model. It's like on the backside, like it's and like, because there are magnets on the backside, so like it's like it doesn't like it looks like it would just fall down, but then it like auto like snaps on. Yeah. I like over the summer, like this had magnets on it, and then over the summer I had more, five more of the same size, and then I check the sheet magnet right here. So the sheet, no, the sheet magnet is like it drops this, yeah, it's like so cheap.
Yeah, I'm put a good play.
Yeah, but like, it's like this, like, those lines that like are, I have to route all those out. So it's like, so you use like a router, or you do like hand carving. It's like, it's literally just like, it's like this little machine, and there's a little bit on it that, yeah, like that goes super fast. And then you can like put it into wood and then it'll like cut that wood. Yeah, it's, yeah, you're guiding. Yeah, so you're guiding it, they're like little but the CNC machine, I don't know if you've seen one. Have you seen one? So the CNC machine, imagine like this is just like a piece of like the base of it, and then there's like a grid almost with the router placed on here. So the router, instead of being freehand, it's like a machine's moving it. Yeah. So.
What's the
Yeah. My mom, like originally I was like, oh, it's starting to sound like good. Oh, mom, like I want to use this on shells, my. I don't know, but she was like, oh, like first I was like looking up. No, just like and getting a class on this house. It was like a day class. Like 3 hours, like how to like work out stuff. And like, yeah.
Good for when you deploy it?
She helped me with that project.
Yeah, so like, yeah, then you go like on that way.
Shit.
Because we're saying contract, you people to actually have to check, so like, yeah.
Yeah, I know, something
I see issue and then they said, test it again
I
and
was
still
like,
want me to.
it was like for a bird, it was this like sick birdhouse.
Yeah, and do, and then do like const. As you
I was like cutting out an
and then
owl.
just check, like, to like expect,
Yeah.
like, it's not a zero, and your mouse be greater than a
But
zero,
I
that's
was
starting
cutting
out.
out. I forget like, see like all these dowels, like I use dowels instead of series, just like connect them, right? But yeah, something like that. And then, where
You have it secret, yeah.
like very secure. Yeah, I was like down like at an angle and then like. Yeah, no, honestly, it's like, it's no fair.
Like it's well.
Yeah, I'm pretty interested in use like Please, it's like first one and like it's not even like
Just compare two numbers instead of
so I'm not sure, but yeah, they said like
I'm gonna make the syntax invalid on purpose.
yeah,
It doesn't.
yeah.
It looks to be in the right generation. Try to rename this to 2 and
the other tests where you the other test where you just do
Thank you. Or just like.
Very good. We were our team and one of the teams was undefeated. We were fighting with HW6 for no. They beat us. No, other team was the ended up losing to Australia. Let's go on to the and then they ended up tying the next game. Game was Jack's game win. They lost. What did they take? We're like second place right now. No.
there's a lot of
Do you all know? Do you all know what's happening? Space.
This one should not be fun.
I know my or even or like
I haven't seen that one before.
Yeah, it's that one when they call that one.
Now you have to figure out how to get money.
it's not letting yeah, I think there's some kids there in islands like
Because I had really, did you have to redeploy it?
This should be.
I don't know, honestly, I'm not gonna do this. Cause I'm not like,
Same address. Oh, see, it's account 4. You have to get into account 1.
I have to get into account.
Yeah. See if the address of account 1 is the same as the one. Wait, so are they the same account? Account 1 and the one that stream should know. Before you transfer, you should check into this.
If this reach expected, I was building like same motivations. Yeah, but I ran map inside a. Now they're back. Oh, I got it.
I don't go and do it, and you'll use
So just transfer it in. Just one
I'm not sure if you have enough, by the way.
No.
You're trying to send from account 1. You should be sending from account 4.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's enough. Just go try it.
Okay, and then
If there's a board, I was just like,
Sure, I know.
Thank you.
I was in the AI part, the motivation.
That's not really easy.
Oh,
Yeah, it would just be a map, team. Yeah. No, you didn't.
These are the errors.
Yeah.
I'm
just like,
numbers. First number means line number. Second number means starting from this character. Fix all this.
Video ITS. One of them was like,
Did you deploy it? Yeah, deploy it. Did you find the link?
I know, right? This is like partly motivated. I like a Vegas there somewhere, which is honestly pretty cool. It's like people come, talk basically nothing, no one plans anything. Or you plan shit, but no one writes it down. That meeting's done, like no one knows.
Like the first year
Yeah,
that
I made a comment on this before.
And so it's like,
No.
it'd be nice if
What
you
happened?
could have, listening to the entire.
Okay, so my first year that I was
Not
getting
just
a lot was,
transcribing it.
this was saying that it's not.
Like, you know, when people say,
Yeah,
like, when
I
are we
did.
gonna
And then
meet?
I
And then,
also,
like, three people were like, I just can't meet Wednesday. Or like, a guy's
Or
like,
just
I
said,
could meet
I couldn't find it.
sometime on Tuesday. And, like,
I even made it extra, because I was thinking of starting and doing the whole time, like, set classes. Do you have like a written list? Because I tried to like,
Send out an
write.
email.
Also, this is from the wrong place.
Everybody, I think that should be cool.
That is really cool. Do you think?
Where it's like, you text like on
Oh, wait, it is?
put like a little link that has your schedule and.
Like I tried using like all of
Yeah,
this,
yeah,
like
yeah.
I was telling you to also.
Yarn failed.
And I knew my test was working just the day we all did.
It's like,
Oh.
Feels weird.
Why is your package different?
Like, there's a lot of things I was trying to tell you, so I feel like I did all of that. I don't know if it's.
Yeah, this is the this is you're not supposed to.
It's not seems difficult.
Oh, it's because, yeah, I downloaded,
How
what
would
is
it
that,
know?
because when I went to that function, or when I clicked into it, it said found not found.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
You
that's
can like motivate it,
But I
probably
couldn't
will
find
have
it in
motivated,
the.
but
So I
I think that'd be so useful,
Or is it?
you know?
it's in
Do you
the.
think that would be
I
like
think it's
specifically
sure.
for like?
That's why there's so many lines.
Like almost like
This by default is.
a Zoom extension or like just like an app that you just like press like listen and then like do it all in the app.
I mean, now there's a lot of extra
Wouldn't
things,
work
but
it,
it
no
wasn't,
plan,
I
but
didn't see it.
just conceptually, that way like, it's to
Yeah, I
fit the
didn't
role of
see
like the one girl who's actually super organized.
Yeah.
Keep doing it like from years, you know, I think that'd be cool.
That is cool.
And then I'm also getting, I know someone from here about like.
If you get that error, just put a screenshot. I don't know what's causing it. This guy just did it an hour ago and worked.
Oh.
But some people it's probably with that for like 2 days. I have no idea why. Like you all have the same code. This doesn't work.
How did you get that?
No, you just have to refresh sometimes.
I like closed it, put it, opened it,
That's
like.
awesome.
I thought it was.
It's YouTube, so you're like.
Wait, did you change anything in? Okay, wait, let me try this now. So it's.
Has it ever worked?
It has, it, no, like when I run internally, I can get all my test cases to pass. I just, the reason why I saw that this doesn't work is because I tried to commit and it wouldn't let me commit. It's not like
Yeah.
So essentially means.
I would ask, it's gotta do something with your like git ignore, like
And then is it okay if I have like?
Or just delete all comments. Yeah.
Just turn off the filter.
That might be.
Oh, yeah, it's still happening. So if it's running, okay, so these are the errors that I should see.
Line 44, line 59,
So that's why my
It's
test
literally
are
only,
failing on-
yeah, it's only, it's failing on GitHub because.
But I don't get that.
Huge
That
size.
doesn't make any sense.
I've actually not seen The reason why it doesn't match up is because when you commit, it runs formatted. This is not formatted
Oh,
correctly.
I might have deactivated it because I just put it in like
Zero address.
Well, honestly, it has beta tests, then I'll get how that has done.
By the way, you cannot have async in this run.
It thinks
The
S0.
whole thing just doesn't make
What? Yeah.
only it
Where you initialize S0.
You're probably fine.
more.
oh, why?
Why? That's how they grade it. Get up on it.
Why?
Because it's still saying that it's not happening.
Yeah, but it's included inside of it.
Like,
It doesn't have any immediate consequences.
Oh, all the
These are the
yeah.
immediate code that describe
Oh,
what next.
okay. I just
These are
copy
not.
and pasted it into a file.
Okay, so it's saying, okay.
Try that.
But maybe that's like. Here you gotta do it
That's
before
what it
each.
is. There were multiple files. Yeah, but the only one that mattered for the testing was the test. I don't know, because when we pull,
Kind of helpful format.
yeah, it's not letting me like,
Just
there's like 13 files to command, it's not letting me command any of them.
Carrie replied.
Imagine that's so great.
Or
We could do.
Or you like locally throw it up.
oh,
What is this for?
prettier. And also, oh yeah,
Made
prettier.
Is this the?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you should get your own checks.
And I have it on my terminal, like,
That's really, it works on your terminal, it should work on.
I know, right?
Also format.
I'm in the same boat. And like when I commit it, the upgrade,
So we'd have to lease that.
They won't even let me commit.
There might be a TypeScript, like, you know, while you can like, imagine if it's a long function having horizontally.
They're like
That means you're not using the,
And then choose.
And then it won't, if there's like a reason.
I wouldn't ask her, but.
you don't need that. So whatever you have right now, is it? I'm asking.
Like, what do you mean, like?
Like whatever the files on your computer right now is just the one you want to submit.
They're all
I'll do
errors,
it for
I
you.
do that because I was like, oh, like 8 passing.
but I like,
Discard.
I'm in the, I have 8 passing, 1
anything.
failing,
yeah.
and then, yeah, I don't know.
Okay, and then also just really quick, for like, can I just screenshot this? Is this like the?
Yeah, I don't.
That means that,
Like it's been done.
yeah, for May.
I'm literally
Like, verify again for me.
Yes.
And let me create the
What are you
next.
gonna do?
I
I think you would.
don't really know. I guess I'm gonna try and debug with him once he's done it.
I wanna just move it next semester.
Everyone's cutting it awfully close.
Okay, 2 really quick things. 1, when I return open 2 with the being inside of the campaign struct, when I return the campaign, it's not letting me. Are you allowed to return an object
that has a map in it.
Only local.
Okay, so I'd have to chart the map out to outside.
Or just return the individual. Like, you know how you can return multiple values?
Yeah.
Or yeah, just also separate it.
Okay. Okay, and then another thing, this doesn't have to do with the classes, but next semester, I'm not sure if it's so is it possible to take 456 or should I just like get out of my mind?
He emailed Professor Halle about this.
Director Callie.
What do you say? Like,
I don't think he's a director, is he?
Well, it says on the. Yeah.
Director? Yeah, I thought he's like the associate director.
I can't get it wait.
I mean, what he said after sending like a block email was that yes, concurrently did not respond on the skip 366.
Well, you technically have the right to wait, right?
I can't waive that many classes.
Alright, well, that's fine, I'm just not gonna be able to do it.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate.
It is
I feel
really
like,
unfortunate.
I feel like,
Tell Halle, it's unfortunate.
That's fine, I'm just saying,
Because
like,
no,
I'm
because
just
we
gonna
talked-
do like another minor that's like.
We talked about it in a separate email, we talked about it in a separate email thread, because basically, if we make it concurrent, then like it just doesn't work in a system where you can take a 400 level class first and then a 300. Apparently.
Well, what if I don't, like, what
Can
if I
we just
get a
take it for
specialization?
I'm sure if you email Kale, he can, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
finesse him.
He's like a super like good dude.
Oh shit, I'm being recorded.
Can you elaborate?
Then on GitHub, it doesn't have any progress, still get credit. And it's not.
Yikes.
But just recopy and paste the test.
That seems to me.
I wanna take it, like, yeah, be a good class, like, I just can't. I wanna do it.
You can literally put in your readme, take a screenshot of your test passing, and like, just explain everything to readme. That's probably
What's your game plan for this?
Yeah.
But don't worry,
Yeah.
because most of them are formatting. Oh yeah, format was saved. Why is it not formatted? These do not belong to formatting.
Yeah.
Default formatter. A lot of the errors is just this double quote and single quote.
Oh,
But these here,
Wait, but none of these?
me too. Yeah, what about this one? Well, there's some weight. Why it's not working. These are, don't worry about these.
like I
Comments
got
are
rid of
just,
that.
they just tell you, it tells you you need to use block.
Well, honestly, mine are just like random.
Yeah, we can, you can.
But this isn't even like the right Git error, like. I don't know how. Yeah, of course.
I'm really confused.
Okay, we got one. I had it.
I'm a non-profit.
Oh,
I know what to do.
I got a fix it.
A lot of these, so, well, the first 5 of mine are all just like what people told us to post in the beginning, so it's whatever. And then, like these are like titles already declared in the upper scope.
Well, yeah,
Where is your?
like, I'm not
We have the same errors about like GitHub.
Yeah.
Because like it passes on the terminal, and then when I upload it, it doesn't pass it out.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like it's passing on the
No. 8 passing. I'll take 8.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat.
It's 557.
I have 8 passing.
Okay, and what happened was you can't push?
It will let me like look at command.
Would it
Do it for the
Oh.
It's true. Alright.
It's like copy and paste it into GitHub.
Next time.
Got 3 errors.
Like, yeah.
So you cannot have awesome logs at 141.
Oh, not mine.
And actually, oh yeah, I see another problem.
It's just a rolling pattern.
Yeah, but it's true. Like it's not as competitive.
You didn't install the formatter, which is but yeah, because the problem is when it runs and gives you the error, it runs the formatter first. So line numbers will be different. That's why you might not see. That's why it might not match up. That's what you see because it's already formatted. Pretty.
Oh, you're not.
Format.
You do have to live. Okay. Never mind then.
Okay. And then do I just?
20.
I know it.
Also that.
I don't think he's here anymore though. So if it's already 6 and we haven't figured it out, are we just bust? Yeah.
Let me stop recording first. I can actually quit you.
And then to make an exception, we're just